Alright guys, you've chosen the carbon fiber, so we're going to go ahead and grab some pin material for this and make a handle. Let's see how the carbon fiber cuts. Very easily. Okay, here's where we're at. We got the handle scales cut roughly to shape. Now I'm going to clean everything with our acetone and we'll get this one glued up. We'll set it aside for handle shaping, which will come here in just a little bit. So I'm just going to take my acetone, clean up these mating surfaces real well. Clean our pins. And clean blade. There we go. Let that dry for a second and then we'll glue it together. Probably the #1 mistake when gluing up knives is getting in a hurry, mixing your epoxy. You've got to get this epoxy mixed together thoroughly. Both components need to be mixed thoroughly together. Wow, that's going to be really cool. Carbon fiber. Let's get this shaping. Let's trim it up, profile it, start shaping it. That's a lot of sheaths. Holy moly. That's a lot of sheaths. Let's get to cutting. I'm just gonna cut all of these out. Got my trusty razor knife here. Oh, fun. We need to attach all of the belt loops first. Perfect. We've got all of these belt loops sewn on. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to take the welts and I'm going to glue those in to the back panel all the way around. So this is going to get glue here, and I'm going to glue this welt in. Now that we've got all of the welts glued on, we're going to go ahead and glue this side of the welt, glue the back face of the front, and glue the fronts on. Just make sure that the belt loop is sewn on first before you glue the front panel on, because you won't have access to this inside anymore. Now we've got all of the front panels glued on. This is where we're at. After I glued on the front panels, I cleaned up the edges, made sure everything was nice and crisp between all 3 layers. And now that the edge is nice and crisp, I can take and run my stitching groove all the way around. You want to crispen up all your edges and get everything right, because your stitch line will run on the finished outside edge. So if this is wonky at all, then your stitch line will be wonky. So get this nice and straight and true, and then when you run your stitch line, it'll give you a perfect place for your stitches, and it'll be nice and straight and true. Now it's time to space out the stitches. Here's a good tip on this one. I like to start at the very tip where the 2 lines where the confluence of the 2 lines is. That's going to put a stitch right at the V. That's really what you want. Just run that up. That's going to give you your spacing on your stitches. So what happens is, by starting the stitch wheel right in the tip, your stitch will go from here to the tip and then back up, rather than having an odd one here and then one over here and then having your stitch cross over. It'll go all the way down to the tip and then back up. Ooh, look at those. Now we got them all stitched together, but they're still rough. They are still rough. I'd like to take the edge beveler here, one at a time, and I'm going to bevel all of the edges. You know, clean them up. Nice, long, even pass. That gives me a uniform bevel. Cleans up the edge. Nice. I'll do that on the front and the back. Go. I'll also do the top. Ooh, look at that. Carbon fiber. That's just about as slick as it gets. I love that carbon fiber handle. You know, it's tactical, it's stealthy. You guys did a really good job choosing to have an etched blade with the black scales. It just really came out nice. This is also a 3/32 inch thick steel, which was a perfect choice for the thin handle material. I must say, the thick blade and the thin handle material marry each other really, really, really well. This is an incredible handle. Check that out. What an awesome build. This is a 3/32 inch thick steel, acid etched with the black carbon fiber handle scales. It came out really, really nice. I like this build quite a bit. I did make a leather sheath for this. Pop that in there. Came out really nice. Got some booger there. There we go. Look at that. Nice package. This is more of a tactical knife with that handle scale. It's amazing how just the handle scale itself can really change the feel of a knife. You know, a lot of the other knives that we made were more like bird and trout, and this I feel like it's more of a tactical knife with this handle configuration. Is this my favorite? No, it's not. It's not my absolute favorite in the series. I built a whole bunch of knives for this series, and I encourage you to go back to the first video and try some other alternate endings to see the other knives. This is probably third or fourth or maybe even fifth on my list of really cool creations that I made. You tell me what you think. I think it's a great knife. I think you guys did a great job. I like the choices that you made, but I do think that there are another couple knives that are higher on the list, if you ask me. So go check those out. I really appreciate you guys watching the videos and sticking with me. I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.